Okay, apparently I have lost touch with my own birth culture, so this video caught my attention. Let's check it out.
Wow, I want everything in this year's Christmas collection. Can you wrap it up for me? You want all of these? Yes, I do. I love them all.
Sure, buy it if you like.
Okay, please help me wrap it up. This area is our Chanel section. Feel free
Chanel.
to take a look. This is the Chanel flat bag panda color. You can't find
Okay.
it anywhere else. How much is it? It's priced at 29,000 yuan. Does it look
29,000
good?
yuan.
I really like it. I think it suits me well. I'm definitely buying.
Okay, when I translate, when I talk about when I talk about currency, don't translate it by purely economics, because purchase power is different. Everything else, goods and services are cheaper over there. So it's best to divide it by 2 or 3 to really understand how much money it is. So that was 15K.
it.
Sure, buy it.
This one is perfect for autumn and winter. It's made for me. Please wrap this up for me too. You want this one too? Why not? Do I look like I can't afford it? Wrap it up for me.
Yes, you do look like you can't
Wow, how
afford
much
it.
is this one? It's 78,000 yuan. The color is
That's
classic
30K.
and it's so cheap. Can I buy this one? Are you sure you want this one too? You're buying so much at once. It doesn't matter. It's a holiday, so I want to buy more. Sir, I've
You want to
checked
buy
everything
more?
for you. The total is 115,000 yuan.
Why are you talking
That's
to me? Talk to her.
40K again in
Didn't
purchase
you
power.
say you wanted to date me? You said you'd take me shopping and buy me anything I want. If you do that, I'll be your girlfriend for sure.
You're only
No,
earning 5,000
not
yuan
girlfriend.
A month and
That's
wants to spend
called
115,000? What are you thinking? She likes these things and wants to buy them. Swipe her card. She earns 5,000 yuan a month.
This guy is like
So give her a credit card. If that doesn't
not
work,
biting.
get her a small loan.
Good for him.
Let her buy everything now and pay it off slowly. I'm leaving now.
This is a typical example of gold digger behavior, thinking that to win her over, one must
Wow.
spend a lot of money on her.
Have some self-respect,
Recently,
bro.
China's
Jesus.
fat cat incident has frequently appeared on Weibo's hot
The
search.
what incident? The fat cat?
A 21-year-old gamer named Liu Jie, with the username Fat
Liu
Cat,
Jie.
scrimped and saved just to send money and luxuries to his 27-year-old girlfriend, Tom
6 years
Ju,
older?
whom he
Okay.
met online. He even funded her dream to open a flower shop. Transfer records show that Liu Jie gave his girlfriend 799,000 yuan, about
That's equivalent of
110,000 US dollars
300K at
over
least
2
in
years,
purchase power.
only to be dumped and driven to despair, resulting in his tragic decision to jump into the river. After his
I-
death, his sister,
I-
Liu
Jesus.
Jialing, posted their conversations online, revealing the whole truth. The incident sparked heated debates online.
What debate?
Some sympathized with Liu Jie and said that he was too naive, while others accused his sister
yeah.
of orchestrating the whole thing and faking his
What
death.
the fuck?
There were
Okay, in Chinese culture, this is very unlikely to be orchestrated because it's so against the Chinese culture to use the negative tragedies of, even as a joke, of your relatives, friends, or whatever to achieve as a stepping stone to achieve some goal. This is not just frowned upon, this is actually despicable in the culture. So it's very unlikely that's what's happened. So he actually probably did, unfortunately, of himself.
were also criticisms of his girlfriend for apologizing only after his death, saying she wished he could return to her side, and some sharp-eyed people
Well, here's the problem, okay? She's 27, he's 21. 21, because of the lack of responsibility we have as today, generally people mature much less. So a 21-year-old is equivalent of like 50 years ago, a 16-year-old, a 17-year-old. And 21-year-old lacks the emotional and just the maturity to that. Even physiologically, they lack the brain capacity because it has not fully developed yet. The frontal lobe fully develops at 24, 25. So they cannot see the whole thing from a more objective point of view as well as a subjective one. So they are more emotional and more impulsive. That's why 21-year-old, you're a kid. But she's not.
noted that her appearance in shorts and high socks in a video was disrespectful to
It
the
says
deceased.
sharp-eyed people, like
Some
as
even
if you need
suggested
sharp
that her
eyes to
expression
notice that.
seemed robotic and emotionless, like an AI-generated woman.
Yeah, of course
The
she's
term
emotionless.
gold digger often refers to those in China
I don't know
who
what
use their
percentage,
looks to
though,
climb the
is.
social ladder.
he at
Liu
least feels
Jia's
somewhat
girlfriend in the fat
bad
cat
about it.
incident was labeled as a materialistic woman, drawing widespread condemnation. The media's focus on wealth and extravagance has led many women to fantasize about getting rich quickly without effort, using money to decorate themselves and becoming commodities for trade. Recently, the
It's the human greed
matchmaking
and certain
phenomenon has gone
human
viral,
basic instinct
with
urges
Chinese media
that first took
widely
over
discussing
America
it.
and then
This has
it's
become
now
a
spreading
stage
everywhere.
for turning women into commodities. According to reports from Chinese media East Side, since late February this year, videos related to Kai Feng Wang Po have spread
Okay.
across China platforms.
That's an old tradition
like
too for
Douyin,
matchmaking.
boasting local tourism in
Matchmaking
Kaifeng
itself
City.
is not bad.
The video
if they're
shows
gone-
that in the Songdao
Matchmaking itself is not so bad, but if they're going as far as to really, mimic the old ways of matchmaking, which does treat women like objects and commodities with dowry and all that, then of course it's negative.
Dynasty Martial Arts City Park of Wan Sui Mountain,
Well,
Kaifeng,
they sure go
Hunan,
all the way out,
there
but
is
it's a
a
show.
program called Wang Po Matchmaking. In this program, an actress dressed as Wang Po acts as a matchmaker for the audience, inviting young single men and women who long for love to come
Okay,
on stage
so far
and
they
pursue
haven't really
love
said it's
bravely.
negative. or
According to
anything.
China Central Television, the 61-year-old actress Zhao Mei has been playing Wang Po at Wan Sui Mountain for 6 years. Over the past year, Zhou has helped 40 to 50 young couples find each other, some of
That
whom
seems
have even married
positive.
and had children. She has also created matchmaking groups, a total of 12 groups with 500 people each. As of April 2nd, Zhao Mei's
That's about 6
Douyin
million
account
followers.
had 6 million followers and 13 million likes. However, not all participants in Wang Po's matchmaking are single. On March 30th,
Cheaters, of course.
Hongxin News reported that a man named Liu ran into the Wang Po matchmaking stage. After the video was reported by the media, it received over
Wait, what?
100,000 likes and more
What?
than 20,000 comments. However, after the video went viral, Liu's wife, Shui, posted their marriage certificate on social media that evening. She explained that she had learned from friends that her husband had participated in the matchmaking event while she was abroad, leaving her emotionally
What's the angle of this?
devastated. Following the success of
Oh, it's saying that basically the guy, because he has money and this culture of women being commodities, that the guy just wanted a prettier wife or a younger wife or a different wife, and he just go on the show and try to get it. So the women devalue themselves, and in turn the men devalue. You know what I mean? Like a vicious circle.
Kaifeng Wang
That was the
Po,
angle, I
a
think.
national matchmaker competition was held in Kaifeng. Observers believe this entertainment initiative is a way for the Chinese government to divert public dissatisfaction.
Divert public dissatisfaction. This is a very good point to bring up, because throughout history that has always been a very central strategy for dictators and emperors and governments that are in control to basically should I say tranquilize the public if the public gets unhappy enough. And in the Roman Empire, when that was about to happen, the emperor would put on elaborate shows and such as gladiator arenas to placate, to like I said, to tranquilize the public. In today's age, we do the same thing in some ways, because
China expert Wang
instead of gladiator rings, right, we have all these different type of entertainment and sports and TV shows, and we have how many sports we have, like soccer, basketball, and all these things. I'm not saying they're bad, but they definitely distract you, and so you don't worry about things that are really urgent going to happen, that's going on, the policy that's being passed in Congress and stuff like that. You just been distracted, and you have to do making ends meet with work, and then any downtime you rather of course focus on entertainment. So what time do you have to reflect on what's really going on? Not much time, and it works. Entertainment as distraction
He
is a
believes
very common
Wang
strategy.
Po matchmaking is essentially a form of entertainment and live performance, not a genuine solution to life's
course
significant
not.
issues. Can this solve China's low birth rate, low marriage rate,
No.
or high divorce rate?
Why is that even a
Those
question?
are the fundamental social realities, and they are harsh truths. Wang Po's matchmaking is just a small spectacle, nothing more. American economist
Yeah.
David Huang analyzes that in the past
Agree.
2 decades, matchmaking and arranged marriages have become especially popular in China. However, these practices are often a blatant trade off based on superficial conditions, which represents a regression in society.
Well, that's happening
Commodification,
everywhere.
the reduction of people to mere objects, is often
on,
used to
smartphone.
criticize advertisement, films, and other cultural expressions, as well as individual statements and behaviors. It is
America
almost
is like,
always
we were there 30
pejorative,
years ago,
referring
50
to
years ago.
actions or speech patterns that the critic
This
finds
is human
offensive,
condition. It's not,
usually
it's
related
not
to gender and
any
sexuality.
particular country's fault.
Feminist theorists and many women describe this dehumanization as a significant social issue, where women are reduced
Yeah,
to sexual objects
It's
or
based on,
commodities.
it's rooted
The
in
so-called
human greed
beauty
and
economy is a
human
means of
condition.
commodifying women, using advertisements featuring beautiful women to stimulate consumption and
Oh wow,
drive
that's new.
economic
That's not
profit.
common sense.
Although the beauty economy has its rationality as an economic and cultural phenomenon, it lacks regulatory constraints and moral discipline, leading
course.
to its excesses and vulgarization. Women
course.
are used as ornaments and
I don't know
playthings,
why
which
they're like
constitutes a form of cultural
you're
violence.
describing
Alarmingly,
every.
this mentality
How many
has
percentage of
permeated
the
into
world you're
primary
describing
and
right now?
secondary schools, where students are asked about their future aspirations,
Primary and secondary?
and some respond with
That
being
is
a
young.
beauty. The notion that it's better to look good than to be good at anything is eroding the mindset of the younger generation. Following the Fat
So
Cat
that happens
incident,
everywhere.
revelations emerge that gold diggers have turned into a sex industry, abandoning ethical principles
Yes.
and
So
eroding
I said
social
before,
trust.
it's like they're escorts
In
basically.
real life, in China, some online celebrities conduct classes, such as the influencer Big Woman Chu Chu, who teaches her students specific techniques to attract wealthy men, ensuring that rich men continue to spend money on them. Her courses include
What?
how to deal with the CEO
having like
of
an
a
open-
listed
they're not even
company,
hiding it
and
at
how
all?
to make a millionaire
They have like an open
boyfriend
course
spend lavishly on
with
you.
what, a curriculum?
Advertisements for gold digger training classes are
Are they translating? Are they going to translate this? If they don't, I'll do it for you guys. Because this is insane.
openly recruiting on platforms.
Oh wow, they didn't translate that. Okay, that's insane. Okay, it says here. Okay, the top is just, it just says whatever, the Beijing whatever class. The bottom part, the first line, tuition, 29 yuan, with 29,000 yuan, which is about 15,000 K in purchase power, and thanks for the students. But the next line is the craziest one. It says, there are no family you cannot break apart. You cannot tear off. So essentially they are encouraging them to be I am shocked. They're encouraging them to be to destroy families, to be homewreckers. And it says there are no family cannot be broken, only if you cannot change yourself. Either way, it says that go for the guys. Who cares? Like if you're a homewrecker, basically. Like if, and the next one is like if you don't change, the man will change. So basically, if you become one of those gold diggers and you don't change your ways, the man will change to chase you and pay money for your lifestyle. And the bottom, it says everybody else is doing this and they're trying really, really hard, right? Putting a lot of effort in, and you have to change too to compete. Holy crap, this seems insane.
Advertisements for gold digger training classes are openly recruiting on
Yes.
platforms like
That's not even an
Douyin,
exaggeration.
with titles like Elite Socialite Recruitment and courses on mistress training.
Homewreckers as the
These
objective
training
of
programs
class.
aim to transform ordinary girls into high society women through classes connected on social channels like WeChat, enabling them to move from the lower to the
It became
upper
its own
social classes
industry.
quickly. Elite socialite qualities are not innate. They need to be acquired through training and practice, allowing one to master them in just about a week. Without much effort, one can quickly become an admired elite socialite, effortlessly capturing the hearts of wealthy second-generation heirs, tycoons, social elites, and successful individuals, while easily handling ordinary men. The elite socialite training classes focus on several aspects. 1. Quickly finding target groups. Where do the rich hang out? 2. Engaging and integrating
Wow, they're
into
not-
target groups. What are the psychological needs of the rich?
There's a freaking
3.
curriculum for this.
Ensuring an escape plan. Always have a backup.
What
4.
escape?
Making
What are you,
wealthy
an
people
agent
willing to
working for the
spend money on
CIA?
you. The best way is to ask for money. 5. How mistresses can ascend. Strategies and tactics for climbing the social ladder. These courses aim to quickly package oneself, strategically approach targets, and ultimately achieve wealth upgrades, turning you into the number one in every aspect in life. In this video, a YouTuber explains how professional gold diggers
Jesus.
are created. He shares a story about a lawyer friend who, despite being an elite lawyer, couldn't find a partner and ended up taking over 10 relationship
Course.
courses, dating hundreds of men. These courses included
Gee, why we're
manipulation
seeing this
training,
kind of movement
being the
right
woman
now.
who understands men
Besides
better than
China.
men themselves, and secrets to quickly getting men to spend on you. Why are there so many gold diggers? A significant reason
Okay, some of you may have a question. It's like, if these classes are so open and out in the open, then how come the man doesn't aware of them and still fall for them and the industry is still thriving? The answer is probably the average man probably, they're desperate. So let's leave that aside. But what about the really really wealthy man and really high status man? Well, one, the really wealthy and high status man, in this case, they probably spend most of their time in, business side or whatever side that is making them a lot of money. But regarding emotional side and regarding relationship side, they are actually quite naive, right? Especially when it comes to deal with women. So they are actually easy targets in a sense. And then there are a good portion also of the really wealthy men that just don't care. They're just womanizers basically. They're welcome this with two hands because they can buy them basically. So there's a naive portion of that. There's just a pure womanizer portion of that. That's why this industry works, even it's so fully in the open with its own curriculum.
is
That's
that
insane.
involution has become
Yeah.
a buzzword in Chinese society in recent years, indicating
I like how
severe
they just
competition within
China just
industries.
structures everything,
Some
like even
believe
the
that
bad ones, like
involution has
US
left
is
no
at
room
least
for survival
hidden
in Chinese
under
society,
something. China
while
just like,
others
nope,
argue
we're just
that
gonna
the
make
most
this,
intense competition
we're just
is
gonna
within
print
the
this
system
out like
itself.
structure.
Involution, or lying flat, are terms
Involution.
often used by the post-90s and post-2000s
Involution means
generations
small
in China.
shrinking of the organ. What are you talking about?
Involution refers to over-competition, while lying
Okay.
flat signifies
Oh, I guess it means
opting
like
out
if
of
there are too much
competition.
organs, they kind of
This reflects
squish
young
each other.
people's frustration with the fierce competition in Chinese society. Since
So-
Xi Jinping came to power in 2013,
Yeah, the youth
China's
are
marriage rate has more than halved in 10
facing
years,
similar problems
leading to a significant decrease
here
in the
and
young
there.
working population. The birth rate has
First world
plummeted
countries,
by
Japan,
6.8%, a historic low.
Korea.
Official data shows that China's population decreased by 850,000 in
That's a-
2022, the first drop since the Great
1
Leap
year, a
Forward
million
famine
in
in
1 year.
1961, highlighting the demographic challenges of an aging population and low birth rates.
That's a challenge
This
in pretty
impacts
much
the
all the
economy,
first world
politics,
countries
and the
right now.
strategic direction of the country.
Some worse
At
than
the
others,
end
but
of
pretty
2023,
much all.
China had 217 million
The-
people aged
the upside down
65 and
triangle.
above, accounting for 15.4% of the total population. During an interview at the two sessions, China's Civil Affairs Minister Lu Ziyuan stated that
Lu Ziyuan.
China has a massive elderly population
Lu
and a
Ziyuan.
rapidly aging society, and the
Yeah.
government will focus on building a robust elderly care system.
There is no early care
China's
system.
economy
Okay, so the middle
continues
part
to
of the
slump.
triangle
Workplace competition
have to
is
take care of the
fierce,
top part,
and strict
which is
government
larger,
control
and then they
has
have
left
to
young
take care
people
of the bottom
deeply
part, which is
frustrated,
younger.
leading to
That's
the
why they have less
emergence of
kids.
phrases like lying flat,
Ugh.
rotting, and
It's happening
4
everywhere.
knows youth.
There's a
and more
population
recently,
collapse
10
on the
knows
horizon
youth. Analysts
for
believe that the authorities have not
particular,
provided an
countries.
entrepreneurial environment for young people, and they have faced too many harsh lessons. Apart from lying flat and rotting, there are no other options.
You could just replace a lot of this
Recently,
with like Gen
10
Z and
Knows
Sam.
Youth has gone viral
descriptions
on
apply.
China's social media, including no blood donation, no donations, no marriage, no children, no buying a house, no lottery, no stocks,
No
no
lottery.
funds, no helping the elderly, no being moved.
No, helping the
The
elderly,
trend
that's one of the
quickly gained
pillars
tens of
of
thousands
the
of likes.
Eastern Asian culture.
China's
That was like
Ministry
really
of Civil
good.
Affairs recently
God.
listed the 2022 Civil Affairs Development Statistical Bulletin, showing that 6.8 million couples registered for marriage in 2022,
worse than I
a
thought,
decrease
really,
of
honestly.
10.6% from the previous year. The marriage rate was 4.8 per thousand, which is a decrease of 0.6 per thousand from the previous year. The 25 to 29 age group had the highest proportion of marriages. From the peak of 13.5 million marriages in 2013, the number has continuously declined for 9 consecutive years.
Why aren't guys willing to pursue girls anymore? If you make the first move, you're labeled desperate. If you try to reason, you're accused of being a gold digger. Talk about the future, and you're seen as unrealistic. The expectations are sky high, with many girls wanting a guy who's at least 1.8 meters tall.
Based on all those little
Spending
things
800 yuan on a date makes you seem stingy, while spending 100 yuan on guy friends earns you praise.
800 yuan
to spend a
so
long
purchase
time
power
crushing on a
wise, that's
girl?
like spending
In the past, guys might have been willing to invest time in pursuing a girl,
on the first date. That's
but
like
not anymore.
On a date, that's
Why?
like stingy.
Because nowadays, girls often judge based on superficial conditions. If you don't meet their criteria, no matter how hard you try, you'll always be seen as a mere sycophant.
So in US that would be called a creep.
Why are marriage
or
rates plummeting?
Get into
This
a friend zone the
confession
most.
from a male perspective at a one-on-one matchmaking event sheds
It's
light.
so
Women
like the-
often come with high demands: car, house, family background, looks. Both parties approach dating as a business transaction rather than with genuine hearts
This
and
is the
open
problem
minds.
that's plaguing.
This kind of transaction ultimately
it's
turns
such
into a game
different
of
cultures
power,
right now.
making
That means
men increasingly
it's rooted
hesitant to
deep
pursue women.
within the human
Let's
condition,
talk
like I
about
said
why
before.
this social news quickly became a trending topic in China. The fat cat incident gained attention as the public and influencers continued to speculate about it, with dramatic twists and turns. But whether it's true or not, only the people involved know for sure. A young man
it's
who
most
earns
likely-
his living
most likely
through
to be
video
true.
game competitions must have worked incredibly hard to be able to spend $110,000 on a girl. In a normal relationship, if a girl doesn't like the guy, she should refuse his money before breaking up or split the bill
Yes.
during dates. However, in
Agreed.
the fat cat incident, the motives were not pure on either side, and the relationship was mostly built on financial
the motive is
transactions.
at least
What's
nicer on
even
the
more
guy's side,
infuriating
unfortunately.
is that this phenomenon
But
of
he's
gold
younger.
diggers, both male and female, is widespread, resembling emotional fraud. It not only
No, not
corrupts moral
resembling,
values
is
and destroys
emotional fraud.
trust, but also makes people hesitant to seek marriage. No wonder it caught so much attention online, making people question if society is sick and morally twisted.
It is getting
Nowadays,
sick,
involution
but
is everywhere in
it's-
Chinese society, from
No,
education
no.
to the workplace and the economy.
It's everywhere in the global
Even elementary
global.
school students feel the pressure
In
of
the human
competition.
society.
With limited resources, people are forced into intense competition, exhausting themselves and making things even more brutal. The dating industry is no exception. The rise of gold diggers who exploit their looks and physical attributes within a limited time frame highlights the desperation amid China's economic downturn.
They took a step further. They
This
actually start
suggests a
training
severe
them.
unemployment
Like, that's-
issue, where many prefer becoming influencers over factory jobs, delivering food instead of working in
That sounds
restaurants,
familiar.
or becoming gold diggers rather than finding a good man. In a society with morals and faith, everyone believes that there is a divine presence among them, trusting in the law of cause and effect. They believe everything requires
Wow,
the
the
right
parallel
time,
is
place,
crazy.
and harmony among people, and they accept fate. However, in modern Chinese society, the atheistic system
Atheist?
discourages people from believing
So,
in the existence
whether
of the
you
soul,
are religious
moral
or not, whether you are
retribution,
atheist or
virtue,
not,
and
there
karma,
is certain
or the
net
existence
benefit
of other dimensions. This
believing
disbelief
something that
encourages
would guide your
reckless and
morals.
unethical
You
behavior,
can argue
which is one of the reasons
fundamentally
for the
it's
current
because of
social
fear,
chaos
because
in
this or
China.
that, but functionally there is positive in actually believe something. But this is kind of crazy. I think, is this the end of the video? Yeah. Okay, something else I just want to point out, because of this reverse triangle issue with as well as the population collapse, as well as we have this concept called a minimum sustaining culture birth rate, right? So basically it means this: for a culture, an entire culture to sustain itself and keep itself going, there is a minimum birth rate of a family, right? And of two parents, right? They need to at least have between, I think, 2.5 to 3 children. So I think the average is like something like 2.7. But let's say, you know, 3 kids, because you need one children to take over to replace each of the parents, and then you need one more to basically cover all the ones that decide not to have kids, as well as the ones who unfortunately had passed away early or due to illness or accidents in the culture. All right, so 2.73, that's the minimum number. That's the minimum number. And now vast majority of first world countries does not meet that. Not only do they not meet that, they are so dangerously low. Many are already crossed over to what is called the point of no return. As in their birth rate is so low, even if suddenly every family in that society is having as many children as they can, the society cannot support that kind of growth, so it's game over. So in a few decades, I think France may be one of them, I'm not too sure, but there are many cultures like maybe France, I hope not, like France, Japan, I think Japan is definitely one of them, and all these Western Europe is more in danger of this right now because of the lower number of people and the lower birth rate. So in a few decades, the population, just the culture and population just going to change, and with that there's going to be a huge change in religion, in the number of people. I'm not saying this is good or bad, I'm just giving you guys the stats here, okay? So by 2040 or something like that, I believe at least 10% of Europe, which is kind of crazy because all the other percentages are spread around atheists and other religions. So 10% of Europe is going to be Muslim. They're going to be Islam is going to be the one that's going to be the major religion of the world, number one by far, followed by a few others. I believe Christianity is still going to be up there due to its numbers, but it's going to drop to like spot number 10 or something like that. And and of course atheism, it's growing extremely fast, and it's going to get to like number 3 or number 2. I don't know. It's not good. Okay, this video made me realize like things has gotten pretty bad like everywhere. And okay, just want to briefly check out some of the comments, see if there's anything that's worth reading. Yeah, it's happening globally. All these are nothing new. They're praising the first guy. Okay, so I made a comment because this guy says, notice that I keep saying women are being used. What a joke. They monetize this comment here. They keep saying women are being used. What a joke. They monetize their beauty and get paid for it, and they are willing participants, not used. I disagree with them a little bit, as well as agree. I think I replied with something like that. I said zoom out more and see it from the point of view of human nature and large, like general culture and economics, right? Not just like in China, but a lot of countries. Yes, they are being used by the definition of the word. Okay, from this larger point of view, they're not like victims, like micro victims being used, since they are volunteering their role in a sense, but they are being used and shaped by the system, human nature, economic condition, to end up becoming commodities. They're commodified by outside forces. So individually, a lot of them are making choices themselves, but what shaped their mindset is what shaped their environment and their mindset is essentially, this force is essentially using them and changing them into commodities that then themselves think that they're willing to participate in because that's the best option at the time, So yeah, but anyway, you guys get the idea. Just want to check that out. Talk to you guys later.